What's up? Welcome back, everybody. Guess who we got? It's the Animaniacs!
You ready?
Hello, New York!
Yeah!
That takes me back, oh man.
Oh,
my
my
God.
goodness. Wow. Look at all these people who used to work for the IRS.
Wow, I feel like I'm in mission control for NASA with this
Yeah.
thing on my head.
Wow.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, all
This
our
is-
friends are here, man. This is
my
amazing.
Goodness.
Yeah, oh wow, you got cosplayers in the back as well. You guys look awesome.
wow.
That's
Oh,
incredible.
there they are, the
Yeah.
Animaniacs!
Look at that.
And Dot in the front row.
I know, I see
Hello,
this.
cute
nurses. I know it.
You know what's great, though? I got to tell you, I
man.
love when people come up to my table to meet me and they're dressed as Wakko and they see me and they go, God, I had no idea the real Wakko looks like the guy in Whitesnake. It's
Oh my
kind of
God.
good, you know?
Yeah, honestly, this is. We've already told you how much we appreciate you having us again.
Oh, God, so
but
much, man.
honest to God, you guys, the level of love for this particular show. By so many of you sweet folks out there
Yeah, man.
who were little kids when we did the first batch. We
How
haven't done a
crazy.
new one in 20 years,
Yeah.
and
grown up so
everybody
nicely.
loves it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's just thank God for Netflix.
But you know, I do have a question. I do have a question because I'm just curious about it. Is there anybody out there today that would maybe like to see new Animaniacs? Yeah? All right.
Now you're talking.
I was
Well,
just
we'll
checking.
see if we can't speak to someone, maybe Steve.
Yeah, we might have to make a phone call about that.
Tress does a macrame class with Mr. Spielberg every Tuesday.
He likes to keep his hand
He's a
in.
good man. Nice fella. Yeah.
I think
great.
I think some of the staying power from Animaniacs has to do with, even as an adult, I can go back and watch and I pick up stuff.
Yeah, totally, man.
Like there was some mature, not mature.
You mean
know,
like-
not
you mean
that,
Oh,
but
very immature, but I
stuff
understand. Yeah.
stuff I wouldn't understand until I got a little bit older.
Like fingerprints.
Fingerprints. Sure.
Sorry.
You knew exactly what I was
saying.
thinking.
I know.
It's all
I
about
know.
the accent on the wrong syllable.
I didn't know I was doing that when I was doing it.
One of my favorite lines from the show was, I remember Wakko said once upon a time, he goes, my bottom's all sore from romping. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe we put that on a kid's
Right.
show, man.
Now he has to pay people to do that for
Yeah,
him.
exactly. That's true. Yeah.
No, but you're right, and the fact is that was utterly intentional, and I think the genius of Tom Ruegger and Gene McCurdy and Steven Spielberg is borne out by the fact that precisely what you were saying about how people watch it with grown-up eyes, and 2 and sometimes 3 generations. The music is, of course, phenomenal.
Yeah.
But that particular aspect of the show, the fact that it is timeless and appeals to people 20 years later, was completely by design. And the
Yeah.
original edict was to not condescend to the audience, was to assume that the people would get it. If they didn't, they'll get it later. And it's about making a good show first.
Yeah.
And that it works.
And not work blue.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
a little blue.
Except for fingerprints.
Light
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
light blue.
I was talking.
Bluish.
They're doing a documentary about the old days of Nickelodeon.
Oh, great.
And that's one of the things we brought up as well, is that it felt like there's times that when I was watching things, I felt like an adult as a child.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was being talked down to.
Yeah.
Stuff
Well,
like that.
I have to say, that also happened there. I was a character named Carl Weezer on Jimmy Neutron.
That's true. Yes, he was.
Thank you very much. Hi. But that was the same way. Very smart. Did not condescend, and the proof's in the pudding, as they say. These, if you assume that the people are going to get the joke, they'll get the joke.
Yeah, but you know what's cool too, man, is that I remember the 3 of us. These guys had worked on a lot of cartoons before
One second.
Animaniacs. Yeah.
Let me just.
Oh, thanks, man. Mission
There you
Control.
go.
Coming
There
in,
you go.
coming in. Okay, they had worked on a lot of cartoons before I got started doing it. But even being new to it, I knew how good Animaniacs was. And we used to stand together in the parking lot going, dude, this is as
Yeah.
good as it gets.
Oh, my God.
And we knew even then. And since then, we've all worked on a lot of stuff, and some has been okay, some has been good, some has been very good, but Animaniacs was really in a class by itself, and that's why one of the reasons that it would be awesome if it came back around. With
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, but that's usually the big holdup, is that the cast or the band doesn't
Yeah.
want to get back together.
Yeah.
But this band wants to be together.
Yeah, man. we
ain't doing nothing.
We sing the theme song on street corners for tips.
That's right.
So it's really not that big a stretch, man.
You know what's kind of cool is as we were walking through the crowd, there was a couple of sweet girls working, selling popcorn or something, and I just glanced at her. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And you could just see her kind of go,
Yeah.
like, "Wow, that old white guy sounds like Yakko."
Crazy.
I mean, you guys got to do so much cool stuff over
Yeah.
the course of Animaniacs.
Oh my
and
God.
I mean, this is probably a typical question, but what was like the best thing that you got to do, and why was it that
Get
They Might
paid.
Be Giants music videos?
Oh, did you catch the second part of that?
What's the second part?
What was the
Oh.
best? Yeah, go ahead.
And why was it the They Might Be Giants videos?
They might be Giants videos. I don't know. What was the coolest thing we got to do? The coolest thing we got to do for me, I thought the top of my head, and you guys can, was the music, man. I loved the fact. I remember
that day we went in and made an album?
we
That
made an
day?
album in
Oh.
like
Yeah, in one
5
day.
hours.
Yeah.
Seriously. And you know, you hear about bands taking 6 years to make an album. We're like, give us 35 minutes and we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Man. You know, that was amazing.
We did like, what, 10 songs?
yeah, like 10 songs in like 45 minutes or
Oh my
something. It was
God.
great.
Well, you guys are like vaudeville guys. You know, it's like you got
Yeah.
triple threat. You're singing,
man.
you're dancing. You
Well,
you
kick
just
some ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what it was
lingerie
about.
modeling, the
Yeah,
whole
yeah, of
9
course.
yards.
Well, one of us. Yeah.
We've all had, with the exception of Jesse, Tress and I had a lot of experience working with that same crew on Tiny Toon
Toons, right, yeah.
Adventures. And
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Babs
Thank you.
Bunny, Babs Bunny right there. Yep.
Babs,
Babs.
and Doc.
Yep.
And 600
And
episodes
so
of The
many-
Simpsons
so many
right
things.
here.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
600 of The
No,
Simpsons
I
alone.
honestly I tried to write down like your guys' like all the roles, and I went, this is stupid.
Oh, dude,
Does
thank
your,
Well,
you.
does
I'm
your
never
cue card
gonna-
have several pages? Is that what?
I flipped it over.
That's
I
a big
started.
coupon,
no,
man.
honestly, I started. I was like Raphael, Donatello, and I went, you know what?
Yeah, bro.
There's just too
Thank
many.
you.
Well, he knows. He'll tell you.
Well, that's like
Yeah,
that's the
I'll
cool
tell
thing
you.
too, is that, you know, a lot of you guys are coming up and saying that we were your childhoods with Animaniacs, you know, but we've all continued, thank God, to work on so much stuff, and now
Yeah.
we're being kids' childhoods with like Doc McStuffins or Sophia the First or these other shows for little kids. So we get to grow with generation after generation of people, and for me, I'm just astounded that your parents would let us in your house.
Yeah.
Well, only in cartoon form.
Only in cartoon form, man. That's true.
right.
Well, with all the new shows you're doing, have you had any that have given you that same feeling of Animaniacs?
What do you
Boy,
guys think?
Well, it's
Or
pretty
most of
tough
all.
to, capture lightning in a bottle again. And I don't even know how many times I used to look at Tressa and say, my God, it just does not
Get any
get
better, yeah.
any better. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got Steven Spielberg and Andrea Romano and Tom
Ruger
Ruger on the other side of the glass. And then the three of us,
Yeah.
and then Frank Welker and Nancy Cartwright and Bernadette Peters and Billy West and,
Yeah.
and Maurice
Jeff Bennett.
LaMarche, Jeff Bennett. It just went on and on and on and on. And it is literally an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
And the ultimate payoff is this.
Yeah, you guys,
This.
man. Hell yeah, it is. I'm serious.
It's the truth. The opportunity to not only have been involved in things for the last 30-odd years that have left an impact, but to be young enough and healthy enough to travel around the country and meet all these people.
Yeah.
It is absolutely an unquantifiable gift to us to find out the extent to which these characters have really impacted people. And,
Yeah.
and I mean far beyond action figures or just, oh, that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Things that really mean a lot to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
Takes on
it's
some meaning.
beautiful.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is you guys, a lot of you, we love meeting you guys down at our tables. We're signing stuff downstairs, and if you want to come say hi, that's cool too. We'd love to say hi to you. But you know what's great?
Tress
is-
doesn't like to say
Yeah,
hi
she
to
doesn't.
anybody.
Me and Rob, I just
like
mean,
to
yeah,
say
yeah.
the full hello.
Yeah, she's speaking the Queen's English.
It really got back to your
But
mouth.
but people come down there and they're always saying, "Oh, thank you for being so nice." And I always say, "Listen, man, how could you not be nice
Oh,
to
God.
people who have enabled you to do what you love?" And I never think of any of you guys as like fans. I think of you guys as friends, because basically friends support each other. They like each other. They're behind each other. They're into what each other does. So you guys, thank you for being our friends for all these years. You know, for real. Yeah, seriously. Because that fan thing is bullshit. I don't like. Oh, I'm sorry if I could say that, but you know, I don't like that.
No, you can say that, but
All right, good. I just did.
But you can see he's a very religious man.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he-
yeah, that's true, that's
he
true.
has to watch his, he has to watch
All of
his
those
language.
Jesuses are very upset.
you can swear as long as you do it in character.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm allowed to.
Oh, maybe not. I didn't think
Fingerprints?
about
There,
that. Yeah,
that's
Right, that's a
as close
branding
as it gets, man.
So I got one of the things I wrote down that I wanted to kind of ask you guys about, because I had a chance to talk to you guys at Emerald City Comic
Yeah,
Con.
that was great, man.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I wanted something I didn't get a chance to ask was after having that, and when you were talking about like a golden moment that you feel like that's what I kind of feel right now. You
Oh,
know, it's
thank
like
you, man.
I get to do this and meet my heroes.
Oh, God bless you.
But I was like, do you ever get people coming up to you for signings and then they just start bawling?
Yeah, all the time. Because we had no idea you guys were this crazy in person, man. No, they do. They cry, and usually a lot of the time, man, it's because sometimes we hear that people were sick or somebody in their families were sick, and that while that time was going on, they would watch Animaniacs together and know they had something that they could laugh at every day, right?
Oh yeah, it's that actually happens more than you would
all the time.
imagine, and
Grown men.
yeah.
That's what I like to see.
That's
Grown
what-
men cry. I love
Well, listen.
it. It makes me smile.
On that, no, we were at a big Dallas con around New Year's this year, and Maurice LaMarche, who's my friend the brain, was there.
Yep.
And
A big crier.
It was he's a quite big, large Canadian fellow, and there was a gentleman in line, a big, tall, biker type looking guy, long hair, tatted out, has a Pinky and the Brain DVD, who's going to have a sign. You know, I could see him come, walks up, and he comes to me, and I said, "Look at this, Brain, we got a really big one here," and he just immediately started crying. And the first thing he did was apologize. And I'm saying, he said, "Man, I'm so sorry, man. I don't know what this is about." And it came to
It
find
was
out.
Bill Clinton, actually. It was Bill Clinton that came over and started crying.
I'll tell you what it was about.
I'd like to show you something I'm pretty damn proud of. Yeah. Hail to this chief, baby.
Not now, Bill.
No, okay.
Not now.
Sorry, Hill.
I did not have sex with Pinky. I did not have sex
Yeah,
with
well, day's not over. But the thing that was so profoundly beautiful about this is the guy, as he's apologizing through his tears, once things calmed down, it turns out this guy had been to 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan, you know, in combat. And when he got a break, he and his
Pinky and the
buddies would
Brain.
watch Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, that cool.
I mean, how and all it did was remind him of how grateful he was that he was okay, you know, that he was here. And so when he started explaining this to us, I'm looking at Maurice and how he could not be the only one, right?
Yeah.
So you have people who have these profoundly deep experiences with characters, and were it not for you guys and the opportunities we have to do this, we would never know. And I want to do this as long as there's a breath in my body, because
It's beautiful,
it
man.
does
It really
this.
is.
It makes you impossible to express how much we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Is there a responsibility that comes with that too that you guys feel at all?
No.
That's why you're golden.
That's the beauty
That's why
part.
you're the best.
Once
Yeah,
Tress-
yeah, it's great.
once the check clears, the responsibility
Yeah,
goes.
good night, everybody. Yeah.
Well, I think, you know what, honestly, I think there is to some extent, because
Yeah.
Sure.
I do think that certainly there's an aspect of responsibility to not denigrate certain characters and things like that, because I'm finding out how deeply affected people are often by
Yeah,
these
we were
characters.
never cruel.
Yeah, you don't want to get to a place where you say something that is not, you know, we're not prudes, but there are points where people kind of go, I just don't want to hear that coming out of, you know,
Wakko.
Pinky's
Yeah,
mouth or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I get that. I totally do.
I completely
And-
understand that too.
Yeah, so I've learned, and I continue to learn so much about the preciousness of certain characters, and I want to honor that for sure.
The responsibility that I think we feel, and one of the nice things is that it sounds self-aggrandizing, but we're nice people, and I'm glad about that, because have you had an experience where you've met somebody whose work you admired and they were kind of a dick?
Yeah, that guy over there is an asshole.
You know what I'm saying? See, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I said asshole.
It's like it's
Sorry.
an experience that takes all those years you spent liking somebody and liking what they do and kind of wipes it away, you know? So the responsibility that I think we feel, fortunately, comes rather naturally to us because we like people and we're nice people. So the worst thing in the world for me would be to have somebody come up to meet me that loved Wakko, probably because he never wore pants, which is why I love him. But and then they come over to me and they walk away going, man, I used to love that character, and that guy was so like uninterested and unpleasant, and took 5 seconds with me, didn't look at me, didn't smile at me. See, all that stuff, I don't like any of that stuff, man. We like to give you guys hugs and learn your names and, you know, all that good stuff.
We also like to give you guys, as a result of the hugs, tuberculosis.
And chlamydia, depending on if it's Saturday or not.
You're welcome.
Generous.
See, Dot's going. She can't
It'll
take us
clear
anywhere.
up, and then there's no problem. No. Eat an apple.
Now, eat an apple.
It's simple.
Now, coming up on Sunday,
Yeah.
you guys are doing a show, right?
We're doing Twisted Tunes. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's got
tomorrow,
Sunday.
Saturday.
Robbie's
Oh,
doing it.
well,
Oh,
Yeah.
you're doing a show.
Sunday
Okay.
night.
doing a special musical
thank
show.
you very much.
Oh, you are? Thank you. Well, you guys know Joe's Pub, right, in Manhattan, over on Lafayette, I think.
I'm not allowed.
I have Joe's Pub written down right here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Randy Rogel, who wrote
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, and all those great,
Oh,
great
look
songs.
how excited! Look at that!
You should have seen how many
Head
people just
start
went.
to Bob.
right?
I know immediately,
He
man.
wrote all those things
Because
like
they know the word.
It's
Yeah.
a great big universe, and we're all really puny. We're just tiny,
Tiny
little
little
specks about the size of Mickey Rooney.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
So Randy and I were, as a result of the largesse of Warner Brothers Marketing, we have a deal with them, and we're able to do the music of Animaniacs live with concerts all around the country. And
Yep.
so we do it either with an orchestra. We've done it with 80 pieces, and in the case of
Indeed.
Joe's Pub, it's a baby grand piano and Randy and me, and about 300 of our closest friends, and we sold the place out.
How cool
So,
is that, buddy? As you should.
That music is timeless, and Randy Rogel wrote pretty much all of
He's
the
awesome.
songs that you guys would know, and we do them all.
Yep.
And we answer questions. We do Q&A. We tell you the stories about how the songs came to be, and then Randy plays half a dozen songs that didn't make the show, and you'll just go, "Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
yeah, it's great
How
stuff.
do you guys shit can that shit?"
Yeah. And if you want to hear also, in addition to that, a really goofy talent show thing you guys hear at the con, have you heard of Twisted Tunes?
Oh,
Does
yeah.
anybody know what Twisted Tunes is?
You're gonna love
Saturday,
that.
tomorrow afternoon at 2:30, the three of us plus Troy Baker, Nolan North,
Jim
and
Cummings.
Jimmy Cummings are going to read Ghostbusters in all cartoon
Oh, yeah.
voices
Oh, my
tomorrow.
God.
Okay, at 2:30, so you don't want to miss that. That's tomorrow, and
don't.
then Robbie's thing is Sunday night at Joe's Pub, so it's a party weekend.
And Tress
man.
has a box full of Vicodin.
Yes,
so that
she'll pass it
when
out
you
before.
take, when you watch Twisted Tunes,
It'll all be fine.
You're
in
gonna
the
love
end.
it. Right.
Yeah. Everyone's
Naja,
gonna be
Naja, I'm
better.
gonna get sick tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sick
Oh, you
tomorrow.
gotta check it out, dude.
Naja,
It's gonna
I
be
don't
good.
feel so good, Naja.
Oh, my tummy.
Right around one-
Because you
2
haven't lived
o'clock.
until you've heard Slimer played by Winnie the Pooh, dude.
Oh,
Let's
man.
just face it. That's going to be good stuff right there.
and you got Batman
surprise.
here this week. Kevin
Kevin Conroy,
is
yeah,
here.
man. How
Oh my
about that?
God.
And Mark, you know,
Mark Hamill, dude. How about that?
my son is 33 now, and to my kid who loves the Batman franchise, for my boy and a lot of people in that whole age range, Kevin is Batman,
Batman,
and
yeah.
Mark is the Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
How cool is that?
And
Yeah.
we got them both here, man. It's cool.
Yeah, you guys throw a good party here in New York City, man. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, right?
It's
It's
dope.
great.
And I mean, I just can't. I'm gushing because like
Aw, thanks, man.
Thank you, pal.
I'm so excited to have you guys here.
We
you
love
guys
you, man. Thanks
just
for
been
having us back, dude.
Fantastic.
Where's the $10? I'm just
I got mine up front.
checks
I
in the
know
mail.
she gets paid immediately. Yeah, that's how
I
it
got
works.
mine up
She's
front.
the
Well,
smart one.
I learned from Emerald City.
Yeah. Mom always gets paid up front.
That's right.
Oh my God, I love you.
Shoes.
So, is there any place that we can catch you guys? Like, what's coming up next?
Well,
For all y'all, for the animated.
Jess has a meeting with his parole officer
Every
in New
day.
Jersey.
Every
Gotta
day.
do that.
Yeah, gotta do that. It's a folder.
important.
Yeah, it's a
I
Skype thing.
actually-
Did you get the anklet off?
Of course, man. Actually, it's still on. It's part of my jewelry.
Oh, okay.
I know. Look at this thing.
Tress is,
She
Tress
rocking.
is without question. She's going back to work, but Tress is without question, and I know this because I've had the good fortune of knowing Tress longer than anybody in my family except my siblings.
Wow.
And Tress is the
Yep.
most prolific voice actress in the history,
of voice acting.
Hollywood.
How about
He just
that?
made that
How
up.
about
No.
that?
You just made that up.
If
It's
you
true.
you want
I
to do
don't know.
something, you
I would look into that. I would Google that if I were.
honey, Simpsons, Mom on Futurama,
Yeah,
Crazy Cat Lady,
Everything. Chip and Dale.
Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers,
Yeah.
Gadget, right? We both worked together for 3 years on Veggie Tales.
And now Flintstones has come back with a new series.
And
They're
you're
gonna be more
Wilma.
Flintstones. I'm Wilma Flintstone. yeah.
Wow, how about that, man?
And so Tress just
And
goes
now
back
this
to work.
thing called Clash-orama. I guess a lot of you
Oh, I
guys are.
love Clash of
Yeah,
Roma.
Right.
Clash-orama.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's
Check
just-
it out, Clash Royale cartoon on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And Matt Groening's new show.
Oh yes, talk about
Oh,
that.
that's called
What?
Disenchantment. Oh yeah.
And she
Oh,
can talk
yeah.
about it and tell him the cast.
Tell me, yes,
Oh
please.
yeah. Maurice LaMarche, Billy West,
Oh
There
my
you go.
God, yeah.
John DiMaggio,
Oh, of course.
Dave Herman.
Okay.
Oh my
Keep 'em
goodness.
coming.
Well, a bunch of famous TV type people, but those are the voice people.
Well, can you?
Me and Mo and Billy.
Crazy. And Matt created it.
Because
And
of
yeah,
all,
Dave
of all those
Herman's-
guys, besides of course Matt Groening,
Dave Herman.
can you tell Billy West to come? So we can,
Yeah,
What a
man,
great
totally.
guy.
We love
Get
Billy.
his ass on my
All
couch.
right, well, you know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
If we
He's
see
a
him
great
floating around, we will
interview,
do
too.
that. But
No,
you know
he
what?
seems like he's a little.
He's awesome.
See, you
He's
know,
cool.
he's crazy, but he's a genius, dude, in the best of ways. But
Oh,
you know what's
totally.
funny about what Rob was just saying about Tress and all the roles? The coolest thing about voiceover, there's two things about it, man. See, if I was going to try to be an on-camera actor, I could only be a rock star, Jesus, or a pirate. Okay? But when I play,
I saw a guy cosplaying all those three
of
things.
course, of course. But dude, with voiceover, it's amazing because you can play the
Yeah.
dad, the kid, and the dog on the same show at the same day, not have to change your clothes.
Yep.
And if you guys are bored later, seriously, go on IMDb, look up our names because I guarantee you there's stuff that you had no idea that we do. And that's the coolest thing about it. So we got 500 secret identities. And we don't have to get dressed up
I
for
can
any
be
of them.
female.
Yeah, she can be female. She can play women amazingly well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
and
model.
I'm
I'm a model in cartoons.
Yeah, I get. You know,
Gorgeous.
Tress was Hello Nurse.
Yes, she was Hello
I
Nurse.
am. Hello, nurse.
Because
Yeah.
the first time I saw her, I said, hello, nurse. Yeah.
By the way, and this is a shameless plug, but I want to do this. I had the good fortune of having a podcast called Talkin' Tunes
great.
about
Great.
people who do what we do. And then our good buddy, all of our good buddy, Chris Hardwick, and the folks over
Yep.
at
The Nerdist.
Nerdist
Yep.
gave me my show now, and so it's a live-action, on-camera show.
How about that?
So if you guys want to check it out, Jess and Tress will be on subsequent shows. I've got
course.
Ron Perlman coming on. We've got Carrie Elwes is going to be on next week. But Billy's been on, Maurice.
As you wish.
So check out, check out Talkin' Tunes, TALKIN''TOONS, and you can go to Nerdist or ProjectAlpha.com, which is a new partnership between Nerdist and Geek and Sundry. And everybody from whom you'd want to hear who does what we do
Is there.
has already been on or will be on the show.
There's
and it's
also a brand new Futurama
Yes.
entire radio show.
Yeah,
Full
called-
hour.
Yeah.
On brand new.
on Nerdist, right?
On Nerdist.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
check that
Can
out.
can you listen to that right now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
a new
I don't know how
episode
I've
written.
not heard
It's
of this.
awesome. It's brand
You're too
new
busy making
hour.
your show, man.
Brand
Yeah,
new
maybe.
episode.
See, but we're
It's
all
called
waiting.
Radio Rama?
It's called The War of the Worlds or something like that. Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, but
All
it's
I
on
remember-
You
Nerdist.
guys have Google. You'll figure
Yeah,
it
That's
out.
right. You
Figure it out.
Google that too.
See, the good thing is we're always working, which is good for me because I need to buy hair care products. Man. This isn't cheap, dude.
Well, I gotta say, guys, it's an honor and a privilege to
for
be
us
able
too,
to
man.
get up here and
Thank
talk
you,
to you guys.
pal.
You guys
are awesome. We're gonna look
still
over
the
this
best.
corner. Oh,
The
yeah.
Animaniacs, everybody.
Yay!
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you so
Unfortunately,
much, guys.